So finally, after weeks of stories that are not so good, we know about what happened yesterday, 24 hours, 2 incidents where officers were attacked, certainly the memorial service for our Wayne State Police hero. And so here we are today. And I'm going to step out of this because it's important, because behind me I have 2 heroes. We're talking about Sergeant Charles Spruce, a 31-year veteran in the police department, and neighborhood police officer Douglas Nichols, 40 years. You're talking about 71 years of experience standing behind me. You know, kind of a joking way, when I walked up to the MPO and I saw the hash marks on his sleeve, I said, well, who has more? I'm at 39 and a half, so I'm wondering, how close am I to you? Real close. Real close? So I guess I'm a rookie. But here's a good news story. These 2 officers on patrol, and they're going to tell you certainly their version. They see a crowd standing around. They went to investigate. They didn't drive the other way. They stopped to see what was going on. They could tell something was happening. And when they approached the vehicle, they noticed that there was a small child, 2 years old, that appeared to stop breathing, so much so that the child began to change colors. Without hesitation, both officers jumped into action. MPO Nichols began to administer CPR, but also knew that we needed to get that child to the hospital. Did that. But I got to tell you, they were a team. Sergeant Spruce was a driver. They had assistance from other officers opening traffic. But as he drove, MPO Nichols was still administering CPR. So there's a great end to this story, and I'm going to back out and let them finish, because these are my heroes. So with that, Sergeant Spruce or MPO Nichols.
Okay. So just run us through what happened.
Well, we were going north on Conant, approaching East McNichols. We noticed a crowd on the west side of the street. The citizens started to flag us down. I exited the vehicle, and the lady which was the mother of the child, and she was screaming hysterically that my child's not breathing. I looked over at the child was not breathing. The child was on the hood of a car. I immediately started CPR. I let Sergeant Spruce know that we got to get this baby to the hospital. That's it. So basically, we got the child to the hospital with the help of other officers closing off the route to the hospital. We couldn't have did it without them, and I couldn't have did it without Sergeant Spruce. The mother was in the police vehicle. She was very hysterical. The whole time we was just studying saying, "Is my baby breathing?" I got a little short breath, cleared the baby's throat, mouth, and throat area, and we got to the hospital. I knew when I got out of the car to the hospital, running into the hospital, the baby gave me a big cry, and I knew I had her then because she was loud. And I turned her over to the hospital personnel, and they continued with their medical support.
Describe those moments. What was going through your mind? Was it scary for you?
It was scary for me because I was saying to myself, I didn't want this baby to die on my watch. Just so that the baby, by the way, is 4 months old.
4 months old?
4 months old.
Wow.
It was, the mother said she was a preemie. Baby was 4 months old. 8/16, 2016.
Either one of you guys fathers?
Yes.
What is it like when you see somebody else's child there and you can help save it?
Well, I loved it. If I can help to save a child, I'm a grandfather as well as a father. I probably couldn't handle it afterward if that baby would have went down on me. Okay?
Talk to us about the family. What do you know?
Well, I don't know really too much about the family other than the mother's a young mother. The grandparents showed up at the hospital as well.
Do we know anything about what happened, what transpired to make this child?
Well, the mother said she had taken the baby to the doctors prior to her getting to Conant 6 Mile. The baby stopped breathing. She pulled over for people to help her. And that's how she ended up at that location.
sort of like divine order.
Yes, it was. Because I actually was going to take another route. We had been checking out some things as far as I was going to take another route, and the Lord said, no, get off at Davidson off the freeway. I was going up the 8 Mile on a complaint. Said, get off at Davidson.
So something got you to go to Davidson
and go down North on Conant.
Wow.
Glad you did.
Phenomenal. I mean, just.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chief. Go ahead.
I just wanted to just echo. I mean, we're talking about life saving. We're talking about just courageous activity. I mean, this exemplifies what represents some of Detroit's finest. You know, we had our award ceremony, and certainly I've already advised the Deputy Chief Hall here that we certainly are going to submit both of these fine Detroit police officers, Sergeant, for the life-saving medal, because there's no doubt in my mind that their swift actions saved a life today.
Have you heard from the mom?
No, I have not. Not as of yet, but I am going to check with the mom.
What was that moment like for you when she started crying?
It was like my 15th birthday, just to be the joy of being 15. When I heard that cry, I knew I had her then. And I said, oh, good baby, good baby, good baby.
Mr. Spruce, anything you'd like to add?
Maybe a step up here.
Yeah, you could step up here.
Well, we could have did it without teamwork. If it wasn't for me driving and him doing CPR, and for
How
the
fast were you going there, sir? No.
I never even looked down. We had an escort, so we had other officers escorting us. So I just kept close to my escort as close as I could. And by the time we got to Warren, they had all of the streets blocked off. And so we kept on doing. He kept doing CPR, kept on driving it. The mother kept saying, "How soon? How far?" I'm like, "I'm 2 out." I said, 5 seconds out. That's when a big old truck pulled in front of us, but we were able to avoid a collision. But it was a team effort by the department.
So is today a fun day? You know, you guys have had a rough couple of days, obviously, when you have a day like this where...
The day is a great day because we were able to save a life.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about how this exemplifies how intense police work can be.
Well, a lot of days we have a lot of boredom, and then we can go from 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds. So today was one of those days. We pulled on the Conant. I asked Officer Nichols, I said, where are all those people in the middle of the street? I said, we got to check that out. And that's when they told us what the situation was. So we went from 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds.
Thank you.
Well, I just again want to publicly thank both of you, and you make not just me and your colleagues in the department, but the entire law enforcement community and the city of Detroit. So thank you again. Job well done.
Thank you, Chief. But it's all in the day's
Thank you,
work.
Chief.
All in the day's work.
All in the day's
I
work.
know I appreciate you so much. Not only do you do neighborhood work, but save lives as
Save
well.
lives too.
Thank you.
All right.
Is
Thank
this
you.
the first time something like this has happened since you guys have been doing this in terms of saving a life?
I can't speak for him. I've pulled a couple people off the Belle Isle Bridge before, so it's not my first time. But he has more time than me, so I'm sure it's not his first time either.
It's not my first time, but it's his first time for him. And that's the blessing of the day.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks.